Okay, real talk. How many times have you said, "This is the last time I'm doing this," and then you do it again the next day? Maybe it's checking your phone first thing in the morning. Maybe it's eating junk food. Maybe it's staying up way too late. You know the feeling. You wake up and you think, today is different. Today, I'm stopping. You get through the day feeling good. But then tomorrow hits, and you're right back where you started. I used to be exactly the same way. I would try to quit something, I'd feel great for maybe 3 days, and then, boom, I'm back to the old habit like nothing happened, and every time it happened, I would blame myself. I would think, man, I just don't have enough willpower. I'm not disciplined enough. I'm just not strong enough. But here's what I realized. It's not about willpower at all. It's not about you being weak or lazy. The problem is that you're trying to use the wrong tool. You're trying to beat your habits the hard way when there's actually an easy way. And I'm about to show you exactly what that easy way looks like. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the only 3 things you actually need. And I mean only 3. To break literally any habit. No apps, no motivation videos, no suffering. Just 3 simple things that actually work because they're designed the way your brain actually works. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to apply them to whatever habit you're trying to break. Before we get to what works, we need to talk about why what you've been trying doesn't work. Because understanding this changes everything. Here's the thing. Your brain doesn't want to work hard. Your brain wants to take shortcuts. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually smart. Your brain is trying to save energy so you can do more important stuff. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't have to think about it, right? You just do it. You might even forget if you actually did it or not. Your brain just runs that program on autopilot. That's a habit. Now here's the problem. When you try to stop a habit, you're trying to use willpower. You're trying to force yourself to not do it. But habits don't work through willpower. They work through patterns. And patterns are way stronger than willpower. So, when you try to quit using willpower alone, that's like trying to push a car that's already rolling downhill. You can push for a little bit, but eventually you get tired. And the car wins. That's why diets fail. That's why you go back to old habits. It's not because you don't have enough willpower. It's because willpower runs out. But patterns? Patterns don't run out. Patterns just keep going. Here's what actually works instead. Instead of trying to delete a habit using willpower, you have to replace it. You have to work with your brain's natural patterns instead of against them. And there are only 3 things that matter when you do this. Ready? Let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is the cue. Every single habit in your life follows the same pattern. It starts with a trigger. Something happens, either inside your head or in the world around you, and it tells your brain, okay, time to run this program. Let's say you bite your nails. What's the cue? Is it boredom? Is it stress? Is it sitting down at your desk, watching TV? For some people, it's anxiety. For others, it's just the habit of picking up their phone, and before they know it, they're scrolling. The cue is different for everyone. Here's what most people miss. They try to quit the habit without ever identifying the cue. They're like, I'm not going to bite my nails anymore. But they're sitting in the exact same situation that triggers the behavior. They're basically standing in the rain and wondering why they're wet. So the first step is detective work. You have to become a scientist about your own behavior. For the next few days, I want you to just observe. Don't try to change anything yet. Just notice. When do you do this thing? Is it always at the same time, in the same place, around the same people? When you're feeling a certain way, write it down. Let me give you an example. Say you want to stop checking your phone before bed. You notice that the cue is actually anxiety. You get into bed. Your mind starts racing about tomorrow. And instantly, you reach for your phone. That's your cue. Not just being in bed, but anxiety while in bed. Why does this matter? Because once you know the real cue, you can start designing your environment and your routine around it. You can't delete the cue, but you absolutely can change what happens after it. Here's a quick example. If the cue is anxiety in bed, you could literally put your phone in another room. That's not willpower. That's design. Your brain triggers anxiety. It looks for the phone. It can't find it. And instead, you pick up a book. Same trigger. Different response. Way less willpower needed. Okay, so you've identified your cue. Now we get to thing number 2. The replacement. This is where so many people fail. They identify the cue, and then they try to just not do the thing. They get the cue, like they feel the urge, and they try to push through it with pure willpower, and that works for maybe a day or two before they explode. Here's why. Your brain has a need. That bad habit? It's usually meeting a need. It might be stress relief, boredom management, social connection, an energy boost, or just because it feels good. The need doesn't go away just because you decide to quit the habit. So instead of trying to not do it, you replace it with something else that meets the same need. Something better. Something your future self will actually appreciate. Let's go back to the phone checking example. The habit is meeting a need for relief. Relief from anxiety. So what's something else that could relieve anxiety? Deep breathing, a short walk, journaling, a podcast you love. Even just putting your hand on your chest and taking 5 slow breaths. The replacement doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be healthy forever. It just has to be better than the original habit. You're not trying to become a monk. You're just upgrading. Here's the secret. The replacement should be something that's easier to do than the original habit. At least in the beginning. Not harder. Easier. If your habit is stress eating when you get home from work, don't replace it with eating a salad. Your brain is going to reject that immediately. Instead, replace it with something that meets the same emotional need, but is easier to do. Make tea. Take a shower. Call a friend. Something that feels like a ritual. Something that soothes you. Once the new habit sticks, then you can evolve it. But in the beginning, focus on replacing, not upgrading. That comes later. Think about what need your bad habit is meeting. Stress relief, boredom, social connection, entertainment. Once you know the need, you can brainstorm 3 to 5 replacements that meet that same need, but are better for you. Write them down, because you're going to need them in a second. All right, we're at the 3rd thing, and this is honestly the most powerful one. This is the environment. Here's something that might surprise you. About 90% of what you do comes down to where you are and what's around you. Not your willpower, your environment. Think about it this way. You're at a friend's place hanging out, and there's a bowl of chips on the coffee table. You grab a handful, you grab another. Before you know it, you've eaten half the bowl. You weren't even thinking about it. It was just there. So you ate it. Now imagine you're at home and there are no chips in the house. You're not going to go to the store just to get chips, right? You'll find something else to eat. Same person, different environment, different behavior. This is why you can control yourself at the gym or at work. But then you get home and you're doing the stuff you said you'd never do again. At work, the environment doesn't let you do it. At home, the environment makes it easy. So here's what you do. You make your environment work for you instead of against you. You want to make it hard to do the old habit and easy to do the new one. Some examples. If you want to stop scrolling on your phone all the time, delete the app from your phone. Just delete it. Not don't use it. Delete it. The harder it is to get to something, the less likely you'll do it. If you want to stop eating junk food, don't keep it in your house. Seriously, don't buy it. The fact that you'd have to go to the store usually stops you right there. If you want to stop staying up late on your laptop, put your laptop in another room after 8 p.m. Out of sight, out of mind. And here's the key part. Make the new habit super easy to do. If your replacement is drinking water instead of soda, keep a water bottle right next to your bed. If it's doing push-ups, put a yoga mat in the middle of your living room. If it's reading, leave a book on your pillow. The easier it is, the more likely you'll actually do it. So let's recap the three things: the cue, the replacement, and the environment. You identify what triggers the habit. You choose something better that meets the same need. And you design your space to make the new behavior easy and the old behavior hard. That's it. That's the whole system. No apps, no motivation, no willpower, just design. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one habit you want to break. Just one. Right now. In the next 5 minutes, I want you to do this. Number 1, identify the cue. When do you do this? What triggers it? Number 2, pick a replacement. What's something better that meets the same need? Number 3, design your environment. What's one thing you can do today to make the new behavior easier and the old behavior harder? That's your starting point. Not tomorrow. Today. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it'll be perfect. You'll slip up. You'll have days where you go back to the old habit. That's completely normal. Habits are patterns, and patterns take time to rewire. The research says anywhere from 21 to 66 days, depending on how complicated the habit is. But here's what's different now. You're not relying on willpower. You're relying on design. And design is way more reliable than motivation. Motivation fades. Design doesn't. And the thing about bad habits is that we treat them like character flaws. Like there's something wrong with us, but there isn't. You're not weak. You're not broken. You just didn't have the right framework. Now you do. 3 things: cue, replacement, environment. That's all you need. Drop a comment and tell me. What habit are you breaking? What's your replacement? I want to know what you're working on. And if this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe. New videos every week about making personal growth actually simple and actually sustainable. Thanks for watching. You've got this.